There was a helicopter. I don't know if you could hear it. Okay, the reason why I'm doing this is because do you remember the 940, the number that she gave me when I was on that call? Those 940 numbers? I said that they removed numbers from my phone. Went off. My phone's controlled. So I called this number, the 940 number, and then the other number right after that call. How is a Dallas number coming up? So they removed the number that where I spoke with a live person in Denton County. She gave me these two numbers and I recorded that. Where is the number I called prior? Here's another thing. Okay, it just changed. You have to take my word for it. It was the other number. So now it's allowing me to call the court. It was another number. It was forcing me to call that number, which was a voicemail. Why would I lie? So they have removed this number from my call list. This is what I have to go through. Then to cover up for removing it, then they placed the other number to prevent me getting anything resolved with what's going on with Denton County. This happens to be criminal. To control my search results, there's Metro again, knowing that no one would ever believe it. And then you enforcing crimes for years. This happened in 2003. You know what? There's so many other things that went on, all kinds of weird things that you wouldn't believe. So in this situation, they require your community service. I went to a multitude of places that played games, churches and all kinds of other places that played game with the community service. They'd have me meet them and then but wouldn't show up. And I could not believe that I was trying to do community service, work for someone free, and they wouldn't let me. You'd have to take it was just the strangest Twilight Zone that, I don't know what's going on, but for the community service, I went to churches, all kinds of places to do community services, and they gave me problems doing the community services, a multitude of locations.
Office Michelle, how can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to get records for my case.
What type of case?
Can I give you my information and you can check it?
I'm not able to do that. Do you know, is it like a divorce?
Okay, you're not able to check it in your records?
No, I'm basically the county clerk's assistant.
Okay, well, where can I go to get information? Because before they were able to look, and I just want to make sure before I get records that I'm able to.
This number is just administration line, so I just need to know where to put you. Do you know what type of case you have?
And you can't look to see?
I don't have access to that information.
Who does? So they can direct me in the right avenue, so they can look up my name and see where to direct me. They could earlier. Why'd it change? Why'd it change, ma'am?
Misdemeanor or a felony?
It was supposed to be a misdemeanor. That's why I'm trying to check. Okay. I don't know how it changed earlier today, ma'am. So earlier today, she could, and then it changed. What's your name?
No, my name is Michelle.
Okay. So earlier today she could, and then it changed. So now you can no longer do it?
Morning, but I've been the one answering the phone, so I don't have access to that information.
Oh, but other parties do, but you just don't.
At this number, we don't have the ability to do that.
They did, and it was removed from my phone when I called earlier. And then it was trying to force me to call a number that no one was answering. My phone's pretty odd like that. You'd have to see it to believe it. So earlier today, they could, but now, okay, the con is, I'm sorry. Now you're stating that you can. Okay, so let's say it's a misdemeanor. Let's go to the misdemeanor. Because it started off a misdemeanor, then changed to a felony, and I'm just trying to figure out what happened.
Okay, just one moment.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm trying to get my records, and I just want to see what you have. It should be a misdemeanor, and just direction on the records that you have.
Okay, in order to request a record, you'll need to send in an emailed request.
Okay, so now I'm not allowed to know what you have before I pay for the records?
You don't have to pay for them. They'll email you everything that they have, and then if you need something printed, that's the only time you have to pay.
So is there any avenue, because they were before they incriminated themselves. Now there's no way to get any information on records before you purchase them, period. You can't.
I guess I don't understand the question.
I just wanted to know, like normal people have a right to have people look up the information and then they can get records regarding it. So I'm asking if there's anything. I wanted to know prior to going through this if I had rights, which clearly I don't. Is there anything? People should not be enlisted to commit crimes to deprive me of information every avenue I take. So is there any kind of avenue that I can hear someone, give them my information, and then they can go over it, and then I can decide if I need the records. If they don't have the records, I would like to know that first, if I had rights.
Okay. If you want somebody to go over the records with you, you'll need to contact an attorney.
That's not how it is for other people that have rights, ma'am. Why would you force me to have an attorney to get my records and information like a multitude of other con artists have done, violating my
Okay, ma'am,
constitutional
I don't know what
rights?
else to tell you.
Okay, so now I can't, since they incriminated themselves this morning, I don't have any access to any information on my records out of corruption. Is that what you're stating?
I'm telling
Like
you
at the
that in order to get records, you'll
255th
need to
District
send an
Court,
email
the
request to
government
courthouse,
over and
they will
over
email
can
you all the
deprive me of
documents that you
information
have.
because they can't get their story
Okay,
straight.
ma'am, you have a nice day. I'm letting you know you can email the courthouse and they will email you everything that they have free of charge. You will not be charged for that.
But I want to be able to talk to someone so they can get, have the consequences for their crimes they're committing. So I like to speak with someone. Where can I go get that information before I request the records? Where can I call?
An attorney.
Why would I need to contact an attorney to get records? Are you committing a crime, man? What's your name? Are you trying to be psychologically abusive and condescending?
Have a great day, ma'am.
So the good part about this experience is not just to cover up for crimes. It's meant to have you destroyed after you get off the call. Going through this years, it's intentional. It's part of the psychological and torment and torture campaign. They want you to feel violated and disregarded and, just to feel like you're insignificant and worthless. That's how it's on purpose. Okay? But these schemes happen to be criminal, highly illegal, and no one's racking up the felonies. They have no right to violate me and enlist all these conspirators because they can't get their story straight. I don't know if I'm some kind of secret project that's going on. I have no clue what has been going on with my life for countless years. This insanity and, weird experiences that I've had throughout my life. But I do know it is illegal, and they had no problem racking up charges and crimes for me. Someone needs to address these charges.
This is Dana, who I have the pleasure of speaking with.
Do you take down information and have the attorneys call me back, or can I give you my information and you check to see if you can assist me?
I can help you out with setting up for a consultation. Are you looking to hire an attorney?
Okay, so I called this law firm, and you're not able to give me any information on if you could help me, because used to be in the past before a multitude of people started committing crimes, you can give the attorneys your information. Hello? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I have calls coming in, a lot of interruptions. So you could give the attorneys your information, and they can look and see if they can help you with criminal cases? Now you no longer do that?
I'm sorry, I'm just a little confused. So,
you handle criminal cases here? You handle criminal cases at this law firm?
What we do,
You handle criminal cases at this law firm? Is that correct? You don't want me to know what you do at this law? It's sick. They need their charges. Call after call after call. Location after location after location.
I don't think we're gonna be a good fit for you.
They need their charges. Racked up felonies, RICO charges, racketeering, and that's all the knowledge that I have. Years of criminal activity from the government unaddressed for extreme events. We're not talking about petty things. We're talking about stealing paid child support payments, embezzling Social Security benefits from 2008 to current, just wiping it out and creating debt for me. We're talking about withholding stimulus, stealing food stamps, conspiring banks with identity theft, helping them to conspire with identity theft, covering further fraud, then threatening my arrest for trying to report it. In addition to that, scheme with my bank to deprive me of funds in my account in a crisis. I mean, I don't understand. Why is the government acting psychotic? Who is behind this? Why does the government care if I'm at a bus stop talking to a man? Why does the government care if I'm putting on makeup and have people interrupt me putting on makeup? I just don't understand. Someone please help me. I cannot get law enforcement to figure this out. This is very psychologically abusive. They terrorize me and then deprive me of any ability for mental relief by therapy or any other kind of avenue. All they want is to give me medicine, which I don't believe is like putting a band-aid on the issue, and it really didn't work anyway. They deliberately give me medication that is just only for the smear campaign and corruption that really don't do a lot. It's on purpose. So it's no need for me to take the medication being forced to live in this trauma and abuse that's deliberate, that they enlist other parties to be a part of and commit daily, repetitively, over and over. So let's call another con artist. It's draining. So what time is it? It is 2:16 and they have been playing games for a long time this morning. This is just this morning alone. So my phone brought up this family law attorney when I looked up criminal.
Thank you for calling the law office of David S. Bouchard II, PC. If you're a potential client...
Good afternoon, Law Office of David Bouchard. This is Melissa. How may I help you?
Yes, may I have your position?
I am the operations manager.
Okay. I need some kind of direction on this situation I have to see if you can you help with family law?
Yes, that's correct.
Do you do protection orders?
Not just that, no. We would do one within a different proceeding, whether it's a guardianship or divorce or something like that.
Yeah, and apparently no one does it. But I mean, you said not just that, ma'am. You said not just that. When you said not just that, what were you referring?
Hang on, ma'am.
Ma'am, where you get caught in something? I don't know why you're panicking, ma'am. When you said not just that, what did you mean when you said not just that?
I said we would do one attached to a divorce or a guardianship. Yes. You can get your own at the district clerk's office.
I don't have a right to pay anyone. I don't have a right, like a multitude of other citizens, to pay someone for a protection order. All the places I call don't help with trying to get protection against, like a psycho stalker.
You don't have to pay. You go to the right.
Ma'am, I wanted to be able. So I'm not allowed to pay someone to help me with a protection order at your random law firm?
No, that's not what I said.
Okay, that's why I would like if I had rights to pay an attorney. I mean, Johnny Depp and other people can pay for things like that. I don't know why I'd be deprived of my right, right?
Right. Unfortunately, that's not something that we could help you out with here at this firm. If you
I know firm, ma'am, for years. No firm, ma'am. So your family law, does anyone do that anymore? Do they stop helping women escape abuse now? Because no family law firm does it.
Right.
So what should I look up? What should I look, ma'am? What should I look up to get a protection order against an abuser? If I had rights and wasn't forced to go to the district attorney? If I would like an attorney? What kind of attorney do I need to look for? Because I haven't been able to find one for years. They lie.
Okay. I'm really not certain. Have you tried a civil attorney?
That you are one. You said family law, and then all of them lie and say they only do it for child abuse. Okay, let's say divorces. So maybe you could help me with the divorce. Mm-hmm. So the dad is conspiring with a multitude of parties for interference with child custody crimes. So you help with protection orders against...
I didn't understand what you said. I'm sorry, I didn't understand what
you said. So the dad is conspiring with a multitude of other parties and the government in their criminal activity. And they're depriving me of my constitutional rights as a parent. Okay. My daughter's dad.
I'm not certain what you're asking of me. I've offered to give you other firms.
A lot of people say that it scams, ma'am. Okay, maybe are you denying me services, ma'am, at this law? I've called them for years.
No,
so my phone's malfunctioning. So are you saying, okay, can I tell you, because you said you help with child custody, family law, and civil law when it comes to custody and things of that sort? Is that what you said you help with?
I didn't say that at all.
Okay, so what do you help with now, ma'am? Okay, ma'am, the restraining orders, what was that regarding, ma'am? What is that regarding? The protection orders.
I would recommend contacting a civil attorney.
You know, ma'am, I have a lot of different things going on. Are you denying me services at this law firm as well as a multitude of others have for years? Okay, so can you tell me what... I've never had... I mean, until I got this abuser, people were not denying me services everywhere I turned. I'm not quite sure why you don't want future clients and you're violating future clients. I'm sorry?
Would you like to make an appointment to speak with one of our
I don't understand what you represent. I mean, I don't know why you'd hide that from me. Your manner of legal representation. You said that you help with the divorces and what kind of other avenues?
Guardianships.
Guardianships. Okay. So now you don't want to up any information. You just want me to speak with an attorney. So there's with protection orders.
That's how we handle. Yes, that's how we handle.
Okay, so now you don't want to up any information on the protection orders for children and all of that. You require me to do a consultation. You're being rude, ma'am. Like all the people I've experienced for years, this has to be highly criminal. People need their charges. On to the next scammer.
Is there anything that I can white fancy yet?
Okay, so I'd like to know if you help with protection orders.
It depends on, is it a family law matter?
What kind of protection orders do you help with?
Well, usually family law. We don't have a criminal attorney, so if it's something on the criminal end, we do not.
I don't know what you mean by the criminal end. I mean, how many avenues is it of law protection orders? Because I've never found one out of years that does help with that. They all con and lie. So how do you help with, what kind of protection orders do you help with?
Well, usually if there's abuse and divorce.
Yeah, that's what okay, so what kind of attorneys, because I haven't found one, abuse and divorce. That's the only kind of protection.
Yeah, let me send you up to Christina. She's the paralegal to our 3 family law attorneys, and she should be able to help you. Are you here in Denton County?
I deliberately called this law firm, ma'am. Yes, I wanted to get services. Yes.
So you are.
I don't know why you would target me and isolate me, ma'am, and emphasize my location. Why would you have any other think anything different than what I told you? Why would I call a Denton County attorney if I didn't need one in Denton County?
Well, because if you're in Dallas, our attorneys will not go into Dallas.
Who told you that, ma'am? Prearranged with you that I was in Dallas County. Who told you that, ma'am? Because I did call. Okay, well then if you're not aware of that, let's go with where I call, ma'am.
Okay.
Well, it's weird that you're telling me I'm in Dallas County, ma'am, and you don't know me. If I told you I was in Denton County, why are you forcing me to be in Dallas?
Well, no, it's just one of the questions we ask.
Okay, am I going to get to let me go to, I just want to speak with the person, ma'am. I've had to endure this chaos years, ma'am. Years with no consequences.
No. Here, let me get you up to Christina.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, hold on. Let me help you.
Yes, I'm sorry, your name is Christina?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're a paralegal?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, great. So what kind of legal representation do you provide? Do you do protection orders?
I'm sorry?
Do you do protection orders?
We can assist with protective orders. However, most of the time protective orders are issued through the district attorney's office.
Okay, so no one has ever wanted to get legal representation to do a protection order ever?
No, I've done a lot of temporary restraining orders, but once again, we typically.
So you don't want the business, basically. You don't want the business.
That's not what I said.
Okay, so do you do restraining? So is it protection orders? I mean, which one do you do?
We do restraining orders. Like I said, protective orders are more along the lines of criminal, so we typically refer those out to the Denton County District Attorney.
Okay, so you typically do it, but if someone's trying to pay you and you don't want to.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I like to concentrate. I'm just not being heard, ma'am, for years. So if someone is trying to pay you to help them with a protection order, I don't know why you keep referring me back to the district attorney's office.
Well, you would just save money that way.
I like to have rights and choose, and you would typically want business.
Well, let me get some just general information.
Okay, well, can I, before we do that, I just want clarity on what exactly you help with, if I can do that, because I've been deprived of that years for a multitude of locations. Okay, so you do help with protection orders, but you recommend them going to the district attorney. Is that correct?
Yes. Let me confirm with our attorney if they would do a protective order, because once again, it has a criminal element involved. So let me put you on.
Ma'am, before you put me on hold, ma'am, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so what kind of protection orders are you aware that you do? Or restraining orders, what do you do at this law firm?
We can do restraining orders, yes.
Okay, so what's the difference between a restraining order and a protection order?
I can't answer that. I'm not an attorney.
So you don't want me to know, and you're a paralegal, and you're helping sabotage my right to get protected.
I'm trying to see.
As they've done years.
And you're not letting me do that.
Well, I don't know why you gaslight me, ma'am. That's highly abusive when you get caught in your criminal activity. It doesn't make sense for you to try to force me to go to the district attorney, for the other party to know I was in Dallas. It's obvious crimes, and you guys need your charges.
To the bottom of it and confirm that an attorney would do a protective order. That's all.
Sure, ma'am. Let's go ahead and go to the next crime. Go ahead.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead, ma'am. However this goes, just I've went through this years. People need to get the felony charges they racked up. Go ahead, ma'am. Whatever it takes for me to get information and services that I've never received years.
Let me put you on a brief hold.
Okay, thank you.
We would do a protective order rather than.
He won't, ma'am. They haven't for years.
I can't understand what you're trying.
Ma'am, when I stopped the recording, I'm sorry, ma'am. When I did something, then you started an argument. You were putting me over to the attorney. And then when I stopped something, then you started an argument, ma'am? I'm not quite sure how that happens.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just
trying. You did tell me you were going to put me over to the attorney, and then when I stopped doing something, then you started an argument. Are you depriving me of the right to put me over to the attorney that you said you were going to put me over to?
I'm not transferring you to an attorney. I need to confirm with the attorney that they would do the protection order.
Okay, whatever I don't understand why you stopped. You were in the middle of transferring me, and then you stopped to argue. This would be psychologically abusive, repetitive behavior for a multitude of people for years.
So if you want to set up a consultation for something like that, one, I wanted to confirm with the attorney that he would do it. And then
they won't, ma'am. Yes, you can confirm they won't. They haven't years. That's why people need to get these felony charges they're racking up. Defrauding me out of funds, forcing me to speak with scammers. He won't, but let's go ahead and see what's next.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
Okay, thank you. So the reason why I'm doing this, getting to the why is this person protected? Even attorneys. Why is someone intervening in me paying to get a protection order and enforcing crimes with my daughter? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. So it would make sense to me that the person that I'm trying to get a protection order is controlling my phone and using the government and law enforcement and a multitude of others to enforce his crimes.
The attorney would do a protective order.
Okay. Can I speak with him?
No, we can go ahead and start the process of getting set up for a consultation.
Well, here's the thing. The reason why I need the protection order, I would like to get someone with more information because the man is railroading me and has set up a multitude of false charges and they're committing crimes in Denton County and depriving me of any information. So what I wanted to do was know how the process of the protection order, which you don't have that information, and a multitude of locations guard attorneys and legal information of my rights. So I don't have any education on my experience. So your law firm, there's no way I can talk. So I just want to make sure I have clarity. This attorney's not going to up any information as well as any other party regarding my experience before the consultation. So I'd have to drive all the way out there and get information. You're not going to up anything over the phone, period?
We can do a consultation over the phone, but we have a process, so we would need to get you your information.
Okay, is it a charge?
Yes, our consultation fee is $100.
Yes, that's what they've been getting away with years. So they charge me for these consultations. Is there a guarantee I'd have legal representation?
Well, he would discuss the matter with you, and then at that point give you the retainer amount that it would cost to retain his services and his hourly rate. Okay,
so I pay $100 just for the consultation. Would I be assured that he would represent me?
Well, it would just depend on the parameters of the case. The whole point of a consultation is to discuss everything, and then at that point he would give you the retainer amount. I can't guarantee you that he would take your case, but that's...
Yeah, this is another way of denying services, ma'am, that people have been getting away with years. Because now attorneys require this consultation fees that will help you. There's a multitude of catch-22s. Because you can't deprive someone of their services the same way. So you have to switch it up.
We're not depriving you of any services. So
sure, ma'am. Thank you. Let me go on to the next con, ma'am. The next con. Okay. So since I looked up family law and they got caught in the schemes to the kind of attorneys that they were, whether it was police corruption or whatever kind of attorneys, now they don't want me to know what kind of attorneys I'm calling to spin my wheels. So now I'm forced to call all these attorneys and then don't know what kind of services they provide. I went through this years. So just to be a little bit more ornery, they're forcing me to call them and not know what kind of services they provide. You see all of those? They do not want me to know. It has changed. This is what I looked up. Family law in Denton County. Because all of them were corrupt in Dallas. But I'm just trying to show that this is controlled. Okay. It's an answer machine.
Potential message with your full name and telephone number.
May record or return calls for quality and research purposes, subject to our privacy policies. This call is not confidential.
Yes, are you a paralegal?
No, I'm not. How can I help you?
Do you have anyone in there that has information on the rights and procedure for your representation?
Which procedure?
Do you have any legal knowledge?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you assist with? What kind of representation do you provide?
We're a family law firm. Were you calling in regards to maybe doing a consultation on any matters or anything like that?
Okay, your family law firm. Am I able to tell you why I called and ask questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so your family law, do you do protection orders?
Ma'am, is this regarding a case or is this that you
So
have?
you don't want me to know,
or is it-
ma'am? What's the name of your law firm? You don't
I'm
want
sorry, can you
business?
hold on for 1 minute,
You
please?
want me to hold on? Okay.
Purchase and make the right decision.
I don't know how they do it.
Extremely stressful.
I mean, it's
If you are
amazing.
coping with the unsettling effects of a divorce,
May I help you?
Oh, okay. May I have your position?
I'm a paralegal here.
Oh, great. Do you do protection orders?
We do.
Okay. What kind of protection orders?
What do you mean? What kind of protection orders?
Is it like a broad amount, like for a stalking situation?
We do them in relation to not a stalker. No, we do it like if a spouse needs a protective order from their spouse. That's the type we do.
Okay. Does anyone do they all? Is it like discrimination and exclude certain people? Because I thought that any kind of person that wanted a protection order should have eligibility for a protection order. Okay, so let's say.
Well, I'm sure you are eligible for them, but we do family law here.
Okay,
we limit our practice to family law,
Okay.
which is married people, dating people, that sort of
Oh,
thing.
it's dating.
So,
It's dating.
it is dating.
Yes.
Well, then, yeah, we could potentially help you. What we would do, I don't know if you're eligible for a protective order or not. Let me start there.
Why would I not be
that,
eligible, ma'am? If there's a dating situation, why would you introduce that? That I wouldn't be eligible without any information. Why would you just automatically be negative and
that's
assume?
exactly the point. I don't have any information about
But
your
but you
situation.
still were negative and said that you don't know if I qualify without any evidence. I have substantial evidence, ma'am.
I understand that, but I just need to be clear with you that there are criteria you have to meet. You or anybody else, it's not just you. You or anybody has to meet in order to qualify for
You
a
haven't
protective
heard it,
order.
ma'am.
And without knowing any details of your situation, I can't know if you meet those criteria or not.
Okay,
So
what is the
that's why I
criteria that
say
needs to
that.
be met, and then I can let you know if I have it. And
Okay, that's something you talk with the attorney about in the initial consultation.
so, as a
if-
paralegal, there's nothing that you want me to know with your law firm. What kind of information do you have as a paralegal? So you are depriving me of information on what is needed for this consultation, or you're actually sabotaging your assistance if you don't want me to know what
I'm
information.
not. What
I
I'm
want to
saying,
know
ma'am,
because I'm trying to give you business, ma'am. What's the name of your law
I
firm?
understand
What's
that.
the name of your law firm?
I understand. It's the Haugen Law Firm.
And your
That's
name?
The way we get
Your
started.
name?
I'm afraid we're not going to be able to help you, okay? But thank you for calling us.
No one has
Bye-bye.
been able to help me years, ma'am. People need their felonies. So obviously they have to switch up the con because they can't just keep doing the same thing over. So they have to switch it up. And one of their favorite things, like with the apartment complex, is to start
Subject to our
arguments
privacy policy.
and then blame me for it and
This call
use
is not
that to deny
confidential.
services or assistance.
Canon Family Law, how may I direct your call?
Hello, are you a paralegal?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Could you repeat that one more time?
Are you a paralegal?
No, I'm actually the legal secretary out of our Frisco location of Coca Robin, Canon Family Law. How may I direct your call?
Okay, so do you have any legal knowledge or expertise to assist with the call and, getting legal representation from you guys?
So what I can do is gather some basic information and transfer you over to one of our consult coordinators.
Okay.
He'll speak with you a little bit more.
Do you
about
do protection
fees
orders?
and
Do you
scheduling
do
your
protection
consult.
orders?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that one more time?
Do you do protection orders?
Yes, ma'am. Which county would this be happening in?
Okay, so you do protection orders. So it's like a partner situation. You assist with that?
Okay. And I'm so sorry. Which county would this be happening in?
The county that I called. So you do protection orders, and for like partner protection orders and things of that sort. Is that correct?
We handle family law, so yes, along the lines of divorce, custody, protective orders.
Okay.
But,
So how exactly is the process of, when paying you guys, and what is exactly the process of getting a protection order? What exactly do you do?
Okay. So I can't give it any legal advice, but what I can do is gather some basic information.
So I called a law firm.
Yeah.
I called a law firm, and
way
you
they
don't
can-
want me to know how you can assist me as well as all of the law firms I've called. So what are you wanting me to do if you're depriving me of any knowledge on how your law firm can properly represent me, if you don't want me to know?
It's not that I don't want you to know. I'm just not authorized to give you any legal
No one
advice
has been for years. So can I
pertaining to that.
speak with someone that's not trying to hide from me that really doesn't make a lot of sense? If I'm paying you,
I'm not trying to hide
why
from
would
at
you
all, ma'am.
deprive me
What
of